Hey Instagram, it's Maha here, founder of EmbodyBirth for the last almost 3 decades. And I've been contemplating things that I need to keep expressing and sharing to not only my audience but to the world. And after yesterday's talk, and I was speaking about why oxytocin in birth is so important, why we as women must, wherever possible, and I'm never talking about an emergency situation, wherever possible, we must birth through the channels of the love, attachment and bonding hormone oxytocin, which of course helps us in the birth process to soften into the body and to expand, to listen to our body speak. But there is more than that with oxytocin. Oxytocin unites us and bonds us as mothers and connects us and unifies us with all mothers and all babies and all children. This is the power of oxytocin in birth, being the love hormone. We have been given that for a reason. And yesterday's talk, I was speaking about the imprint of consciousness in the world through the way we birth. And that imprint of consciousness radiates from the felt sense of oxytocin in the body. There are other things, but oxytocin is a main player of birth. It connects you to the sacredness, the wisdom of the womb, and the wisdom of universal love. Love for my child, my baby, my family, and the human family. And what we are seeing in the world is that women are no longer in the majority of women birthing. 360,000 women every day birth on this planet. How many do you think get to experience the depth, the language of, the vocabulary of oxytocin? What does oxytocin ask of me in and through the birth process? So when I come through the birth process, the mammalian physiological channels of birth, with oxytocin as the driver, it is the compass. I am guided by the flow of oxytocin through my body, and so is my baby. There is a comfort in that rhythm of love. And post-birth, that same rhythm of love exudes through my body. And again, as I said, connects me to all the women who have ever birthed before me, who have ever connected me to the thread of the maternal line. This is the power of physiological mammalian birth. I have to go deep. I have to dig deep into my body, my psyche, my spirituality, my energetic and emotional world to bring this baby, this soul, earthside. So when we rob mothers of this, what do you think the imprint becomes of the consciousness in the world? We see it every single day. Fear, anxiety, separation, severance. You and me, separate. Yeah? So we have become a very individualistic society, protecting my boundaries, protecting me, which has its value. But we must also unite in that thread of our shared compassion and our empathy. That is what oxytocin gives us through the birth process. So I say, and you've heard me say this, my child is your child is my child, because I viscerally, somatically, through the body, understand in that mammalian physiological, uninterfered with, unmedicated birthing process that we are connected in the divine channels of life and humanity as mothers. And that is why I keep saying and imploring mothers to stay in that oxytocin heart space after we give birth, understanding every woman's baby and her children, because we too have felt the deep rhythmic contractions to expand into the whole world. Our womb is representative of the whole world. I expand into the rhythms of the world, of every mother who came before me, whether, as I said yesterday, Palestinian, Jewish, Australian, American, whatever. That is what mammalian physiological birth gives us. We are bound by the thread of the maternal law of love. That is what we are bound by when we are able to give birth in this uninterfered physiological way. So it's not that we sprout giving birth naturally just for any old reason. This is the deeper consciousness reason to unite humanity. And birth is so powerful as a transcendence and a transformation into this place of compassion and empathy and understanding. But when we take this away from women and we interfere with the expert on the outside, no, you are the expert on the inside with your baby. Why do we default to an expert on the outside and hand our power over? This is the power of love. You are handing over the power of love. Do not hand over the power of love to anybody. It is yours to retain, to soak up. It is the nectar of life that unites women as one. And that is where we must remember and stand as mothers. And where we can, advocate for yourself, be strong, and demand that you are able to birth in your way. And there will be people on the outside as resources and guidance, but you are at the center of the experience with your baby because you want to evolve consciousness for humanity, evolve love consciousness for humanity. And the more we can do this as women, really, the change will happen in the world. We must understand the connection of birth, imprint, consciousness. So this is why I'm still, after nearly 30 years as the founder of EmbodyBirth, I keep teaching this sacred birthing work. And, you know, the Eastern cultures are really taking my work. In Vietnam, we have nearly 30 EmbodyBirth teachers who are changing the landscape of birth in Vietnam. Beautiful home and hospital, water, lotus births. It's been incredible. Physiological births, obstetricians, their eyes open to how birth could look, changing a society as a generation. We can do this. And when we look at the world of violence and, attacking each other and all of these things, we really must decide, are we going to be part of the problem or are we going to advocate for the solution? And in birth, the medicine is there. Women, the medicine is there for you. We don't have to go searching for it. Your womb carries the knowledge and the wisdom and the medicine of birth. This is where we must come to. We must get stronger. We must know who we are and we must stand in our power. I don't empower anybody. We don't use that word empower in EmbodyBirth. You have your own power. I want you to find that power for birth and live that power and spread that power in the world through the way you birth. Yeah? So as a Palestinian woman, this is my culture. This is how my grandmother gave birth. We had our own birthing house in our village in Al-Kubab, the domes in Palestine. My grandmother birthed her 9 babies in this birthing house. And this is the thread of education that I follow and teach, universal laws of maternal wisdom, not separation. We are one, and mothers really stand in your truth. Stand for justice. Stand for love. And birth will give us all of these things. Really. Please, I beg of you, at 61, I keep going, but I need to pass the baton on to the younger women. Come and do my EmbodyBirth work. Come and do my training. Because I want to change the consciousness of the world. That's what this is about. Yes. Kusi says, justice is the deepest form of love. That's right. And truth-telling and living your truth and being in your truth and claiming your truth. Don't allow others to take that from you. And birth is a powerful place to find that justice and power and truth. And oxytocin will guide you, So that's what I wanted to say today after my very emotional Instagram yesterday. And I think I need to keep coming on and, speaking this truth, because every woman carries this power in her. Every woman, the matriarchal lineage. We have it, and we must keep it flowing through oxytocin and everything else that birth offers us, this sacred initiation. So, sending love to everybody. I love you all, and just keep standing in that truth and justice. And listen to your own heart, your own voice. Listen, listen, listen. Expand. Be in the silence. Listen. Your body will tell you. Thank you. Medicine and balm. Yes. Deep love. Remain in the oxytocin light. Yes. Stay bonded. Stay attached. Don't buy into the severance. Raise love consciousness through birth and through life. Through our children. Through our children. They are our legacy. They are our legacy. Every child is my child. Every child is your child. They are one. They are one. My child is your child is my child. Sending love and namaste.